Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, and we're on the next leg of our journey. It's day 4, and it also happens to be mixed media mayhem time. And we have a recipe that I'm going to follow, and I'm going to be doing the rules in the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge. So I have all kinds of things going on here. On this leg of the trip, we left Cincinnati, Ohio, and we almost immediately crossed over into Indiana. We found a laundromat in Batesville, stopped and did our laundry, and caught up on email and such things as we waited for our clothes to dry. We drove on to Toledo, Illinois, and saw a sign that said wooden bridge this way, and I'd never seen a wooden bridge in person. So we went to see the wooden bridge. We drove through it and back through it, and there was nobody else around, so apparently we were the only ones in awe of it. We then crossed over, we then kind of went out into some areas that were very wide open, and we saw a sign for the Blue Springs Cafe, home of the Mile High Pie. And so we were trying to figure out how to get to it. It wasn't exactly right instantly off the freeway. And one of the turns we had to take was on John Street. So I had to, of course, we had to get out and had to take a picture of John next to the sign for John Street or John Road or whatever it was. And of course, I took the photo and cut his head off. Then as we're heading into St. Louis, which was our destination, we passed right by the turnoff to where John went to school and lived. He went to school in Edwardsville at Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville, and he lived in Collinsville. He had a little mobile home in Collinsville. And he stayed there, continued to live there when he took his first job after he graduated, which was at an insurance company in St. Louis. So we were heading back to a place that had been John's stomping grounds when he first graduated from college, and a place I had never been, which was St. Louis. So I was really looking forward to it. This was an exciting part of the trip, and we were going to go to a St. Louis Cardinals game, and we're going to get to see the arch. But that's all tomorrow. So today, one of the requirements in Mind the Scrap is stenciling, and I found this great stencil that has a lot of stuff. This says world map, which isn't applicable in this case. I'm going to start with go discover, travel, life, expedition, the journey and destination. And then I'm going to undo it, and I may do the rest of them down here. But for right now, this is this right here where this tape is where I'm going to end. And I think I want to, I'm going to, for the mixed media mayhem, the rules are to have a cut file, use gears, and the color brown. So I have a white cut file, and my gears are kind of greenish wood grain. Oh, I've dropped something that I desperately need. Well, not so much. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. I have stubbed my toe, and I am in pain. I'm not screaming, but I want to. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Anyway, my cut file is white, and I've filled the O and the heart there. I'm gonna maybe kind of brush a little brown on there, kind of get them to where they're not so clear white. I'm using kind of a muted pink, peach sort of background. It's from Heidi Swap's Set Sail. So I'm really, to kind of get all of this stuff, to tie it all together, I've got a lot of different colors. I've got this thing that says St. Louis. I'm just going to edge the heck out of it all in brown. And I'm going to do the words here in peacock feathers, but I'm going to kind of go do the bottoms of them in brown after that. So I have a lot of stuff to make brown. Let me just kind of do that. It's not going to take too terribly long. I'm kind of just going to lightly get this on the surface, the front of it, and then I'm going to go a little heavier on the edges, and some of that will smudge and smear over. It's not meant to be even or perfect or anywhere close to either of those things. It's just kind of meant to be sort of distressed and antiqued looking. I've put foam behind this, and that lifts it up, but on the ends, I added a little foam that's kind of pointing up, the sticky part's pointing up, and I'm going to put butterflies there. And so let me kind of get this. The recipe this week was picked by MK, and if you all follow MK, you know that she's all about brown and gears, and her company, Some Assemblage Required, makes some amazing gears and sells them. And this challenge, this recipe has made me realize that I'm all out of the gears I once had from her. I do have a die, so it's not like I can't make gears, but hers are much better looking than my die. And so I'm gonna order some of those at some point when I'm in a spending freeze right now, so I'm not ordering anything except essentials, and I probably will stay in that state until I get my next little check from Mr. and Mrs. Google for my YouTube stuff. I have no idea, no understanding whatsoever of the payment algorithm for YouTube, but every once in a while a check shows up with enough to buy a few sheets of paper, and that's what I spend it on. I haven't gotten one in a while. I kind of hurt myself when I went. I kind of, I guess, had some health problems and my sister's health problems, and I wasn't paying attention to my following, and I lost some folks. And I haven't had a check in a long time. I'd have to look, but, and you don't care. I don't do it for the checks, although I do when I'm in a spending freeze. That's something that I will allow myself to spend. That's kind of that I make that money by doing this for you guys, and so whatever I earn, I reinvest back into the Scrappy Kathy machine here. Let's see. I'm taking basically everything that I cut out or punched out. I'm using these blue things that you're seeing here are laser die cuts from 49 and Market. It's the Ocean set, and we got those in a Mind the Scrap kit. I think it was June. I don't think it was the July kit. The July kit has lots of purplishness in it. I have a very old Henry Wadsworth quotation here that just reminds me of John, and it's from a 2013 vintage Authentique. Do you remember them? Authentique papers. I met the owners one time at a scrapbook expo, and it was a husband and wife team. They were absolutely the nicest people in the world, the kind of people that they were so excited about what they were doing and so excited about the scrapbooking community. And of course, scrapbooking hadn't begun its decline at that time, or at least I didn't realize it was headed that way. And they just, I mean, you just wanted them to succeed. They were just really nice. They had great ideas. They did vintage looks, but with a modern sensibility. So my anti-vintage soul was okay. I loved all their branding strips had quotations. And the quality of their paper, if you've ever used Cartabella, it's similar to that, kind of pebbly textured and very thick, and you could do lots of mixed media on it. And here's another one of my green wood grain gears. And I'm going to do this little tab just so that it's not, and I have this tag, which is a different kind of wood grain. And this one that's just kind of an old-fashioned. I chose this tag because it reminded me of the wallpaper that was on the walls at the blue something cafe. What was it? The blue. Can't read my writing. Blue Springs Cafe. Why couldn't I remember that? Okay, and this is brown already. This is from Where To Next. And there are a few things from Where To Next that are in here. Like I said, the background is Heidi Swap. It's from a Mind the Scrap kit. Let's see. Now let's start putting this baby together. I'm going to just go over all of this with this peacock feathers, and that's going to get a kind of a light coating. I'm thinking That's my intent anyway. And then to ground it a bit, I'm going to take this and just kind of do the bottom of the letters. Let me do that. I have no idea how this is going to look. I'm hoping that it shows up as something of a two-tone look. But I won't know till I peel the stencil off. Ooh, I like it. I like it because it's not perfectly at the bottom. It's just kind of, I like it a lot. So, having said that, I'm going to now put these words down here, and I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to mask it off at destination, and we'll get see, explore, and adventure and wonder 360. And it'll go all the way down, and I may actually be putting part of that cut file down here, and this might peek through it. Oh no, you know what? Are those words, are those going to be parallel? It doesn't. It is what it is. At this precise moment, there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm not going to worry. I'm going to elect not to worry. I'm going to go through here and here and here. Okay. Now, okay, I think we're in good shape there. I'm going to push that off. And, well, actually, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean the stencil onto this paper. Let me get a baby wipe. And it's going to look like that, except smearier. And smearier, I'm sure, is a crafting word. I'm going to hold that down really well. And I'm going to kind of do this. And it should come out very light, because I'm going to layer some stuff over it. But this is, you know, this is mixed media. See, it's very not clear, except down here. And I can try to pick some of that up, but it's not going to come up. Okay, so it is what it is again. And there are all kinds of ways I can manage that. So let's say I put this here, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Okay, now I've got this word you, which I was going to put down here, and I kind of like that showing up through it. The love was going to be up here. At least that was my idea. And then my gears were kind of going to get layered on either side. And I was going to use this maybe over here on top of the gears. So let's just start layering gears. And I'm going to leave love and you kind of where they are. that one has to be cut like so. And I'm going to layer this biggest one flat. And I'm going to go put the other piece of it maybe up like that. Okay, now I've got this doily which I think I'm going to cut down and kind of layer in there, because on the other side is where my tags are going to go. And this is going to balance the fact that I have the tags. I was going to do this, so let me do it up higher. And I'm going to just glue it in where it goes there. And then I'm going to put this I actually want to put that under this. And then I'll layer some gears kind of like this one, maybe on top of that. I'm just going to pile them on, and I'm not using any foam because they'll begin to lift each other up. I'm going to put the more browned edge. I'm actually going to cut a little bit off this so that I can put it over here. I'll do that, and then my silly looking tags that don't really go with anything are just gonna sneak down. I actually don't want them that far out, but that tape has other ideas. So I'm gonna do it just so that the hole in this tag is just barely showing. Okay, there we go. And then I have a little round inside piece of a gear. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not, but this layers right in here very nicely. This could almost go, well, why doesn't it go right here? I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but let's just not worry about it at the moment. So now okay, I have a couple more gear pieces here, like this one, that I would use before that one. So I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with those. This, I do know I want to go here, kind of over the doily and the gears, just barely peeking out. It's not exactly the same color as this map paper, which I like. I like that it's different. All the blues and teals and aquas are looking very different. So I've got this bit right here, and this word love, which goes with you, kind of goes there. So this actually would fit here. And I kind of like that about it. Let me see. I need MK to help me layer these things. She's so good at layering gears, at layering, period. And the color brown, as you well know, is not my favorite. And yet, I'm liking the brown. There was an effect I decided I wanted, and the brown is working for me to achieve that effect. Why don't I put the love a little further over here so that those words kind of show underneath it? How about that? I kind of like that. Okay, now what I was gonna do here was put this butterfly over here where that foam is holding. It's meant to hold up the cut file, and I can kind of help that by kind of bending the E up. I don't work with cut files a lot. I kind of went through a cut file period, and I kind of got, they were all looking the same, and everybody who had gotten just the latest whatever collection and the hottest, latest cut file, kind of their pages all looked alike, and mine looked just like theirs. And it just, I kind of lost interest. And what helped me lose interest was my silhouette kind of went on the blank. And I changed, well, you don't need to hear all the troubles, but as I was going through the looking things up on Google and YouTube and watching videos and trying to figure out how to do things I needed to do, I decided, you know, I asked myself, why are you doing this? Because you really don't, well, I'm keeping this around because I want to do some splattering, because you really don't like cut files. So I kind of stopped. I'm actually going to I'm going to ink the edges of this little sunflower, and the sunflower is there for John because he loves sunflowers. He loves the yellow of sunflowers, and he loves orange hibiscus. So I'm going to put this right here. This kind of looks like the sort of place that you might find a field of sunflowers. It's anyway, it's something I wanted to do. So I'm going to put these butterflies. I have two kind of half butterflies. They're closed wing butterflies. that I'm going to put here to cover up these foam bits that are, that one's wanting to curl a little bit too much. There we go. I'm actually going to put a little foam under there to get it to stick down, because it's curling just from the moisture that was in the ink that I put on it. So I'm gonna put, this is hard to do when you have to bend it completely back, but there, that worked perfectly. Okay, now I have some things that need to go on. I'm thinking these might work right here. A gray heart and a brown heart. I've got this that says enjoy this, and I wanted to put it here by where he's having his mile-high pie. And mind you, we split that mile-high pie. Or actually, the two of us shared it, and we left 3/4 of it there. So my title is going to be Hello, St. Louis. And so I've got this, and where's the, here we go. I took this tag, which says, I don't know, something about confetti. And I turned it over on the white side, and I inked the edges, and I put these alphas on it saying St. Louis, and I used the blue and green colors because there's so much blue and green in there. So I was going to let this be my title, and I was going to maybe kind of overlap a little bit. We'll see how that works out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I know this is a very busy page, but it was a very busy day on the road. We hit a lot of places, got a lot of things done, got laundry done, for gosh sake. And I'm going to put it at a slight angle, and I'll put this on straight. And I'm going to maybe do it like so. And this guy, I don't know if I really want it on there. I'm going to leave it on for now, because it'd be hard to put it back on if I decide I don't like it. I've got this little blue tab that I was going to put behind this photo because it doesn't have anything. And I'm going to write the date. This is all August 4th, day 4. So let me write August 4th, 2016. And I'm just going to put it on glue. And again, kind of like, I like that that's different from this teal. This color, I think, was derived from peacock feathers. It is exactly that color. And I know that's Vicki Boutin's favorite color. And this, I think, is her favorite paper, maybe in the history of papers. And it is absolutely mine. I love it. The kind of tone-on-tone map. This is where this little edge thing came from, that right there. And this little tab and the torn edge paper there and the hearts. The hearts came from the chipboard, as did the hello. And the chipboard this was from the June Mind the Scrap kit, and the chipboard, these things from Nature Study. I keep forgetting the name of that collection. These, and it's because it has brown in it. These came in the July kit. So I love that we've started pretty regularly getting 49 and Market goodies from Mind the Scrap. I've got this little thing that says relax, and I'm wondering if I can put it on, oops, that's coming up. Maybe down here by this little pink butterfly, or here. I'm going to put it over here. Just a little bit, like one little tiny bit of that tape, and it's not going to show through. Okay. I think this page is done. No. I haven't put my hearts on. So let's do that. And then I'll check that I've done all the rules. Because it's mixed media mayhem, I like doing more mixed media than what I've done on here. So to make up for that, I'm going to do some splatters. There. Let me get the glue off. And I'm not quite sure what color splatters, but I'm thinking it's going to be brown. I'm thinking it's going to be the, you can tell that this was my inking. This is gathered twigs, and I have used that. I used to have one of those foam things that sat on top of it, and so it transferred the ink onto here. So what I'm going to do for sure is I'm going to ink the edges of the paper. You know, we're kind of heading out west on this leg of the journey, and we're and I'm kind of gonna smooth that down a little bit. I don't want to put too much on here, but as long as we are somewhat toning down the pinkishness, then I think we're good. Let me get kind of down here, and this is very imprecise, and I don't mind that it has that look, but I may kind of do a little bit of brushing to smooth it down, I guess. This is just kind of erasing it a little bit. Okay, now let's get the splatters ready. I'm just gonna put some of that on my cellophane, and I'm going to spritz it. Let me get the right paintbrush. I have a good paintbrush for this. Let's try this one. I haven't used this one in a while. I have to tell you that it has never, it's supposed to be especially for splattering. and I can't say that I've ever had great success with it. I'm going to put something over the photos, particularly the faces. Okay, that's, see it, it's got little splatters, and I like more, I don't know. This looks like it has chicken pox, and I maybe prefer measles. I don't know how to explain that, but it seems to be kind of soaking in. So let me take this off, and not too much of it got in that center section at all. So I'm happy with that. Let me clean these off before I put them away. And let me see if I think this needs anything else. This is a very different looking page for me, you know, because of, I don't know, brown. And I used to, I'm kind of one of those traditionalists in that all the gears I've ever owned in my embellishments have gone on quote unquote boy pages. So I like that the splatters got on the title and, you know, both parts of the title and on the cut file. So I'm happy with it. And I know this was a long video, and I thank you for, for sticking around. And I will see you tomorrow for day 5. Bye.